Hey everyone, welcome back to Animal Prime, your go-to destination for breathtaking animal wonders, where nature's power and beauty come to life right on your screen. Today we're heading into legendary territory, not with dragons or mythical beasts, but with real living giants that once shaped empires, hauled mountains, and dazzled with their grace. We're talking about the 15 largest horse breeds in the world. Majestic creatures that don't just walk the earth, they command it. Which horse can pull an entire truck without breaking a sweat? Which one is so big that its hooves are larger than your dinner plate? Stick around. You're about to meet horses that defy logic and look like they've galloped out of an epic fantasy. Trust us, by the end of this journey, you'll never look at horses the same way again. Let's begin where the legends are tallest, quite literally. Shire, the towering titan of the equine world. Imagine a horse so tall it can look you in the eye while you're standing on a stepladder. The Shire horse, known as the gentle titan, is officially the tallest horse breed in the world. Towering over most horses at over 18 hands high, that's about 6 feet at the shoulder, and weighing between 1,800 to 2,400 pounds, the Shire isn't just big, it's monumental. Their feathered legs, long flowing manes, and noble black or gray coats give them the aura of a royal knight in shining armor. But despite their imposing size, Shires are famously calm. Often described as gentle giants by breeders and horse lovers alike. In the past, these horses pulled massive carts of ale, military cannons, and even steam engines. One Shire horse reportedly pulled a load of over 45 tons on slippery rails, a feat that turned into legend. Today, you'll still see them in ceremonial parades or pulling traditional wagons in Britain, but make no mistake, the Shire is the undisputed skyscraper of the equine world, a living monument to strength and grace. Clydesdale, the gentle icon from Scotland. You've probably seen them before, maybe during the Super Bowl. The Clydesdale, easily one of the most recognizable breeds in the world, rose to fame thanks to Budweiser's iconic commercials, where they trot through snowy fields with feathered hooves and heads held high. But behind the charm and cinematics is a horse with real muscle and a story steeped in heritage. Originating from Scotland's River Clyde Valley in the 18th century, the Clydesdale was built to haul heavy loads across rough farmlands and cities. They average around 17 to 18 hands tall and weigh upwards of 2,000 pounds, with massive hooves that measure over 8 inches wide. But it's their striking appearance that steals hearts. A deep bay coat, tall white socks, and a flowing white blaze down the nose. They look like they walked straight out of a fantasy painting. Unlike many workhorse breeds, Clydesdales were bred not just for strength, but for style and presence. Their high-stepping gait and gentle expression have made them beloved worldwide, from parades to weddings to beer commercials. And if you ever stand next to one, there's one feeling you can't escape: awe. These aren't just horses, they're national treasures on hooves. Belgian Draft, the living bulldozer. If you had to build a medieval fortress by hand, this is the horse you'd want on your team. The Belgian Draft horse, sometimes called the powerhouse of the plains, is one of the heaviest horse breeds on earth. While slightly shorter than the Shire or Clydesdale, the Belgian often outweighs them, tipping the scale at 2,000 to 2,600 pounds of pure muscle. They're wide, dense, and square-built, like a four-legged tank. Their chest is broad, their neck thick and arched, and their legs are built to carry burdens that would crush lesser animals. But it's not just size. Belgian Drafts are known for their incredible pulling strength. In fact, one famous Belgian named Brooklyn Supreme, considered the largest horse ever recorded, stood 19.2 hands tall and weighed a staggering 3,200 pounds. Originating in Belgium, no surprise there, these horses were originally bred to pull heavy wagons and plows in post-medieval Europe. In modern times, they dominate draft pulling competitions in the US, sometimes dragging sleds loaded with over 10,000 pounds. Despite their intimidating bulk, Belgians are easygoing, smart, and friendly, often described as puppies in a giant body. When they move, you feel the ground respond. When they gallop, It's like thunder. And that's just the beginning. So far, we've seen strength, we've seen majesty, but there's so much more to come. Horses with golden coats, silver manes, and stories from across the globe. Stay tuned, because these next breeds are going to surprise you. Power, elegance, and ancestry. We've already met titans of muscle and gentle giants that could pull cities. But the world of giant horse breeds isn't just about size. It's also about beauty, endurance, and legacy. Now let's meet the next horses on our journey. Each one a masterpiece of nature, sculpted over centuries, bred for greatness. Percheron, the war horse, reimagined under the soft light of morning mist in northern France. A silhouette moves through the fog, broad-shouldered, marble gray, and impossibly elegant. This is the Percheron, once the pride of French cavalry, now a living monument to balance, raw power wrapped in noble grace. Standing around 16 to 18 hands high and weighing up to 2,600 pounds, Percherons are massive, but refined. Their arched necks and proud, alert eyes give them an almost royal bearing. Some are deep black, but most shine in steel gray coats that lighten with age, like granite being slowly polished by time. Originally bred in the Perche region of France, they were designed to be fast and strong, ideal for pulling artillery in wartime and carts in peacetime. In the 1800s, they were exported globally and became one of the most influential draft breeds in the US, especially on farms and in logging camps. But here's what sets them apart. Unlike many draft breeds, Percherons are unusually athletic. They move with energy and precision, and are often seen pulling elegant carriages in modern cities, especially in places like New Orleans and Quebec. If a horse could be a warrior poet, the Percheron would be it. Powerful enough to break down walls, graceful enough to escort royalty. Suffolk Punch, the old soul of the farm. Shorter, stockier, but no less impressive. The Suffolk Punch is like the beating heart of England's farmland. Think of it as the workhorse of workhorses. Loyal, quiet, and dependable beyond measure. With a sturdy build and deep chestnut color, always chestnut, never anything else. Suffolk Punch horses average around 16 to 17 hands and weigh roughly 2,000 to 2,300 pounds. What they lack in height compared to Shires or Clydesdales, they make up for in raw pulling power and incredible endurance. Their strength isn't just folklore. These horses were bred to plow heavy clay soils in East Anglia, some of the toughest farming terrain in Britain. And they didn't need a whole team to do it. A single Suffolk could handle jobs that would break lesser breeds. But perhaps the most touching part of their story is how unchanged they are. The Suffolk Punch is one of the oldest and purest draft breeds, with a bloodline that stretches back over 500 years. Farmers didn't just breed them, they trusted them, relied on them, and passed them down like heirlooms. Today, the breed is endangered, with fewer than 500 left in Britain. But dedicated conservation groups are working to ensure these noble farmhands remain part of our world. Because some giants don't roar, they just keep working, quietly, with strength that never fades. Dutch Draft, the lowland powerhouse. Now let's cross into the Netherlands, a land of canals, windmills, and one of Europe's most underrated giants, the Dutch Draft. Imagine a horse so solid, so grounded, it looks like it was carved from the earth itself. The Dutch Draft isn't flashy, but it's rock steady, like the foundation of a medieval bridge. Developed after World War I, this breed was created by crossing local Zeeland mares with Belgian and Ardennes draft horses. The result? A heavily muscled, thick-boned, and shockingly strong animal, averaging 16 hands high and weighing in the 1,600 to 2,000 pound range. What makes the Dutch Draft so special is its ability to thrive in soft, wet terrain, perfect for Holland's lowland farms. These horses were essential in rebuilding agricultural systems after the devastation of the war and became known as the engines of the flatlands. Physically, they're solid through and through. Thick necks, short but strong legs, and powerful hindquarters. Their coats are usually bay, gray, or chestnut, and they often have a calm, focused gaze, like they've seen it all and just want to get the job done. Though their numbers declined after mechanization, Dutch drafts are making a comeback in historical reenactments, forestry work, and eco-farming. These are horses that don't show off, they deliver. Boulonnais, the marble horse of France. Now picture this, a horse so beautiful, so refined, it looks like it belongs in a Renaissance sculpture gallery. That's the Boulonnais, sometimes called the white marble horse. With its shimmering silver-white coat, smooth musculature, and delicate head, the Boulonnais doesn't look like your typical heavy draft horse. But don't be fooled, this is a serious powerhouse in disguise. Standing around 15.3 to 17 hands high and weighing up to 2,000 pounds, the Boulonnais hails from the coastal regions of northern France, and it was historically used to haul fresh fish overnight to Paris over long distances at high speed. That required strength, endurance, and a calm temperament. Their movement is smooth, their temperament gentle, and their appearance almost glowing, with skin so pink and fine under the white coat that it looks translucent in certain lights. Once revered as a noble carriage horse, the Boulonnais is now endangered. But conservation efforts are reviving this elegant breed, and for those lucky enough to see one in person, it's unforgettable. A creature of stone and spirit, carved by time and grace. We've crossed mountains, fields, and battlefields, and we're not done yet. The horses we've met so far have shown us just how diverse large can be. Not just in height and weight, but in history, character, and heart. And trust us, there's more coming. Breeds of gold, living legends, and the return of one of the rarest draft lines in the world. You won't want to miss what's next. Strength runs deep, the spirit of giants. We've already traveled through centuries of war horses, farm companions, and sculpted marble beasts, but the world of giant horse breeds is far from finished. Next, we meet a few more titans, some with ancient bloodlines, others born from rugged lands, and all sharing one common trait. They were built to last. Let's keep going. Australian Draft, born of the outback. In the sun-scorched heart of Australia, where dust meets horizon and the land asks for everything you've got, the Australian Draft was bred to answer that call. This horse isn't a single bloodline. It's a fusion of giants, created by combining the Shire, Clydesdale, Percheron, and Suffolk Punch. The result? A breed that embodies the toughest traits of them all. Standing between 16 and 17.3 hands high and weighing over 1,800 to 2,200 pounds, the Australian Draft has the wide chest, heavy hooves, and massive shoulders of a true working horse. But what makes it unique is its adaptability. It can handle the heat, the dust, the long hours, and still keep moving like it was built for it. Originally bred in the early 1900s for plowing, hauling timber, and pulling wagons across harsh terrain, they've become a symbol of resilience in Australia's rural culture. Today, they shine in agricultural shows, logging competitions, and even draft horse racing. A local spectacle that proves size doesn't slow these giants down. Tough, versatile, and deeply Australian, they are the backbone of the bush. American Cream Draft, the golden classic. In a world of deep browns and dusty grays, the American Cream Draft stands out like a sunrise. Soft, glowing, unforgettable. It's the only draft horse breed native to the United States, and its signature cream-colored coat, pink skin, and amber eyes make it look like something out of a dream. Developed in Iowa in the early 1900s, the breed traces its roots back to a mare named Old Granny, a foundation horse whose rare coloring and calm temperament were so desirable, farmers built an entire bloodline around her. American Cream Drafts typically stand 15.1 to 16.3 hands high and weigh around 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. While they're not the biggest draft horses, their uniqueness and gentle nature have won them a loyal following. They were once used widely across Midwest farms, but like many draft breeds, their numbers declined with the rise of tractors. Today, they are considered rare, with conservation efforts led by passionate breeders working to keep this golden beauty alive. Seeing one in person is like spotting a unicorn. Real, radiant, and rooted in American soil. Russian heavy draft, the Soviet muscle now. Let's head to colder lands, where winters bite hard and only the strong survive. Enter the Russian heavy draft, a compact yet densely built horse designed to thrive under Soviet ideals of maximum output and zero drama. Standing around 14.2 to 15 hands high, they're shorter than most on this list, but don't be fooled. They often weigh up to 1,500 and 1,800 pounds with thick bones, massive necks, and strong sloped shoulders that give them explosive pulling strength. Bred in the late 19th century from Belgian, Ardennes, and native Russian stock, the goal was clear: a horse that could produce, breed, and pull in sub-zero temperatures. And that's what they delivered. These horses pulled sleds, plows, carts, and sometimes even served as mobile milk factories, prized for their unusually high milk yield for a horse. In fact, Russian heavy drafts are still occasionally milked today. While they're less glamorous than their Western cousins, there's a gritty charm to them. They're survivors designed not for show, but for snow. Jutland, the Danish workhorse. In Denmark, tradition runs deep, and standing tall among those traditions is the Jutland, a horse that's as much a part of Danish identity as old castles and cold beer. Broad-bodied, low-set, and coated in rich flax and chestnut, the Jutland was originally used in logging, agriculture, and heavy hauling. Most notably, it became the official brewery horse of Carlsberg, pulling beer wagons through the streets of Copenhagen, a tradition that still continues today. These horses are strong and steady, averaging 15 to 16 hands and weighing around 1,650 to 2,000 pounds. What makes them special isn't just strength, it's reliability. Jutlands are famously calm, easy to train, and rarely spook. Though not flashy, they're loved by communities that value heritage and simplicity. And when you see a pair of Jutlands trotting down a cobblestone street with barrels in tow, you don't just see a horse, you see a living tradition. Noriker, the alpine brute climb higher into the Alps, and you'll find the Noriker, a mountain-bred draft horse that has weathered blizzards, hauled timber through ice, and carried goods across ancient trade routes. Native to Austria and southern Germany, the Noriker averages 15.2 to 16.2 hands and weighs around 1,500 to 1,800 pounds. It's built like a tank, short legs for stability, wide chest for strength, and a temperament as cool as alpine snow. What really sets them apart, though, is their coloration. Norikers often feature rare and striking coat patterns, including leopard spots, roans, and even full Appaloosa-style markings, which make them look like mythic beasts carved from mountain stone. Historically, they were essential to the salt and wine trade across the Alps. Today, they're still used in forestry, festivals, and winter sleigh rides. Always sure-footed, always reliable. They're a reminder that size doesn't always mean tall, it means capable. Each of these breeds carries not just muscle, but memory of people, places, and hard-fought histories. And as we near the final stretch of our journey, we'll meet the rarest of them all. Horses that exist on the brink of disappearance, yet continue to shine. Some even look like they stepped out of a fairy tale. Ready for that magic? Let's keep riding. Rarity, legacy, and the heart of a giant. We've journeyed across continents, through history, and alongside giants. But we've saved something special for last. The rarest breeds, the most mythical appearances, and the horses that remind us. Beauty doesn't always come in numbers. Sometimes it comes in near extinction. Let's meet the final champions of our list. Ardennes, the mountain tank. If the Noriker is an alpine brute, then the Ardennes is a rolling boulder with hooves. Short, stocky, and thick from nose to tail, the Ardennes is one of the oldest and most compact draft breeds in Europe. They stand just 15 to 16 hands, but weigh between 1,800 to 2,200 pounds, making them extraordinarily dense and powerful. They were used by Napoleon to haul cannons through the mountains, and later by farmers to plow unforgiving soil in the Ardennes region that stretches across France, Belgium, and Luxembourg. What they lack in height, they make up for in sheer mass, stamina, and grit. Their broad heads, thick necks, and muscular legs are built for relentless labor. But despite their appearance, Ardennes horses are also known for being gentle, forgiving, and incredibly hardworking. Today, they're still used in forestry, plowing competitions, and even therapeutic riding programs in Europe. Their calm demeanor and willingness to connect with humans make them the perfect contradiction. A mountain tank with a monk's heart. Gypsy Vanner, the fairy tale steed. And now, a twist. Not the largest by weight or height, but without question, one of the most magical creatures you'll ever see. The Gypsy Vanner, also known as the Irish cob, looks like a storybook horse come to life. With its flowing mane, abundant feathering on the legs, and piebald or skewbald coat, black and white or brown and white patterns, this horse looks like it was designed by an artist. Typically standing 14 to 16 hands and weighing around 1,200 to 1,600 pounds, Gypsy Vanners may not be massive in size, but their visual impact is gigantic. Originally bred by Irish and British travelers to pull caravans, these horses had to be strong, steady, and stunning. And they are. Their temperament is gentle, intelligent, and people-oriented, making them favorites for families, shows, and riding schools today. But more than anything, they represent freedom and beauty, the spirit of the road, the art of movement, the elegance and strength. Watching a Gypsy Vanner trot across a green field with its mane blowing like silk in the wind is nothing short of breathtaking. It's why, in videos and photography, this horse often becomes the visual star, because it doesn't need to be the biggest to steal the spotlight. Poitevin, the forgotten giant. Our final horse comes from the edge of memory, a breed so rare it was almost lost forever. Meet the Poitevin, also called the Mulassier, one of the tallest and most endangered draft horses in the world. Standing up to 17 hands high and often weighing 1,800 to 2,000 pounds, the Poitevin is long, lean, and statuesque, almost more elegant than bulky. Bred in Western France in the 17th century, they were originally designed to create large, strong mules, crossing with donkeys for agricultural work. But when tractors and machines replaced animal labor, the demand disappeared, and so did the breed. By the late 20th century, only a handful of Poitevins remained. Their fate seemed sealed, but dedicated breeders and conservationists stepped in. And now, slowly, this forgotten giant is coming back. What makes the Poitevin special isn't just its height. It's the calm, stoic intelligence, the long, straight back, and the silky, often speckled coats that set it apart. They are deliberate, peaceful movers, a quiet reminder of a time when patience and power coexisted. To see one today is to see a living relic, not just of equine history, but of a bond between people and horses that once built civilizations, bringing it all home. So there you have it. From the snowy forests of Russia to the dusty roads of Australia, from the marshes of France to the highlands of Scotland, we've met 15 incredible horse breeds that define what it means to be large, legendary, and unforgettable. These horses weren't just bred to be big, they were bred to carry humanity forward. They plowed fields so we could eat. They pulled cannons so we could defend. They carried kings, farmers, dreamers, and children. And through it all, they kept moving, strong, steady, and silent. Each one is a story, a legacy, a miracle of biology and bond. Now it's your turn. Which horse stunned you the most? Was it the marble-like Boulonnais, the golden American cream, the muscular Shire that could move tons with a gentle nudge? Tell us in the comments. We read every single one. Or here's a fun one. If you could ride into the sunset on one of these breeds, which would it be? We'd love to know. And if this journey stirred something in you, awe, curiosity, inspiration, then there's a whole world waiting just around the next pasture. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. There are still so many wonders to explore together, from the rarest wildcats to the ocean's deepest mysteries. Because at Animal Prime, the wild never sleeps, and beauty is always just one heartbeat away. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next adventure. Until then, stay wild.